Hello and welcome to the adventures of Voxl and Stassi and their mage pet Soldana. We're here in Lakeville, Omen, and we're camping the Chancellor right now. I just killed the placeholder, and it's gonna take a while. We need 3 of these keys. I might even bring another character over, but I have not made a video on these guys since around level 40. We're at level 49 right now. We had gotten 9 levels in that last video. At the end of it, I kept going with my warrior and all that, and just having a good time, right? I pulled all that stuff in Sibyllus. I can't even remember what camp we were at. It was either the crypt or bugs. I think I ended up going to the crypt after that, actually, after the video. And yeah, it was 10 hours of nothing, except I did get Voxl his cloak, so he got something out of the whole ordeal. But yeah, definitely spent a lot of time in Sibyllus, and you know, that's kind of what I wanted to do, right? I wanted to do the experience bonus and get everything we needed for that. All right, so I'm just killing everything around here. They all drop a copper, so they're not even actually worth killing, honestly. But I do want to just get them out of here because they are gonna like see how they're attacking me and whatnot, and I don't want to deal with that all day long. But I do need 3 of these jade prods. I need there's like two kinds they can drop. There's one that's a shaman and one that is warrior shaman, every melee class kind of thing. And I believe only the shaman one works, so we might get more than one, and we have to deal with that, right? Let's see here. Soldana got some upgrades. Everybody actually got upgrades. I went to Fear with the guild last night on this guy to kill Kazakh. I actually picked up a blighted robe, a blighted skull cap, and a blighted boots, and that was pretty nice. I had done hate with Soldana, and I got her the robe and gloves, I think, maybe a few other pieces. And Stassi actually picked up a bracer yesterday, and maybe bracer and gloves in Fear yesterday when I went. We'd done our first Kazakh 2.0. It is so like to show how far it's been, right? The last video was like maybe right here before Velios launched. That's when I made the last one, and now we're on the 25th of September. So we're well into Velos, and that's kind of another reason why I haven't made so many videos on these guys. I've been busy farming armor and getting all that stuff, getting everything set for my other characters so that they're handled, right? And you know, it takes a little bit of effort on that part just sometimes to get all that kind of stuff squared away. Like I have full Thurgoden armor except for like 1 piece, I think, on my warrior now, and we started farming TOV and stuff like that, so it's going pretty well there. I haven't been making very many videos because I've just been so busy just killing things and doing things when I'm online that it's just hard to get time for that. But we're here with these guys, hoping to get keys, because so like we're 50 or 49, not 50, and I've been trying to think of where I could go level, and I leveled all my other characters in Chardock pretty much. Sibyllus is terrible experience, and well, it's terrible experience unless you go downstairs, and without a tank we're not going downstairs. Without crowd control, we're not going downstairs, honestly. And I don't know why I couldn't jump that. So we're gonna try Howling Stones. I think the necromancer can probably solo it, so having everything here is going to be pretty good. I know. I mean, I could box my enchanter and take him downstairs, but it truly isn't that very good of experience, right? I've taken my warrior down there with that, you know, his group, right? And it's literally, I kill everything and then I sit around and wait because it dies so fast, right? But that's, you know, I have a 60 monk, I have 60 warrior, I have another 60 mage, you know, cleric, and enchanter. I can't even remember what the other class is. So I got a lot of characters when I have that, you know, that group growing. So things just melt, especially the monk. The monk is fairly insane when it comes to damage. But with these guys, I don't know. I feel like I broke my rule in all my leveling guides, right? Have a tank. And the mage pet is not a tank yet. I could show the other screen, right? Oh, I can actually show it on him, right? Companions, fortification, right here. This AA ability makes the pet a tank, right? Later on, I think you can get a clicky that you can make it. Yeah, this one here is a clicky too. It makes him stronger to tank better. But this one passively makes him stronger. And I think there is an effect that you can click it later on, but going up that whole AA line and stuff like that makes the pets a million times better, right? I think we remember that from the No Regard series where the pet was not terrible. I upgraded those AAs and the pet got less terrible, right? And it's the same with the mage pet. And that's kind of why I'm using the water pet right now, because it doesn't matter, because they all suck. Even the earth pet, it's not as strong as I would like it to be, honestly. It's actually fairly terrible. It doesn't do much damage, and it can't really hold aggro off anybody, even with taunt on. I had the druid dotting, and couldn't hold aggro off the druid, so it's, you know, it's just one of those things, right? That early Everquest, you know, having a tank is more important than a lot of people like to lead on, right? And I feel like without a tank, it's almost pointless to do some stuff. And that's with me healing also right? I heal with a druid, and it's not as it's not as self-forward, you know, straightforward as you'd like to think, right? Like, the amount of damage some of these things put out, right? These mobs is pretty crazy, and a druid can't heal it. I mean, like, I don't know. I think for me, in my experiences so far, the only healer is a cleric. I've tried just going, like, say, my warrior with the druid, or the warrior and the shaman. The shaman's 60. Doesn't have torpor yet, but because I'm not going to spend a chrono on it. But it's, you know, one of those things where it's like, even with torpor, I don't think it would matter, because I have potions that can heal as good as torpor, and that doesn't even dent the mobs that I'm fighting, right? They're hitting for like 500, 600, you know, experience mobs and stuff like that, and you need a complete heal to be able to heal those fast enough, and or, you know, a bigger heal, and it's just not there on those classes right now. You know, it's unfortunate, but it is, you know, it is what it is. We got to deal with it. Where's my druid? Like, I got a new spell on the druid. She heals for 671. That's her biggest heal right now. My warrior has 6,000 hit points, so if you can, you know, think about it like that, right? And the mobs are hitting for, you know, 200 to 500, 600, right? It just depends on what I'm fighting, what I'm trying to do. And maybe it's because I like to, when I'm playing, you know, a group of 6, right? I like to push content, right? that's harder. I don't just like, I go for the little bit, harder mobs that maybe, aren't for a group and stuff like that. So, I like to push, I was soloing plate cycle with my characters, right? And by soloing, I mean boxing all the characters in the group, right? Like, the word soloing, like, is very loaded. Like, I could say I'm soloing and I have a mercenary, right? Because I'm technically soloing, and in modern Everquest, without a mercenary, you're not really doing much, honestly. Like a rogue with a mercenary can solo something, whereas a rogue without a mercenary can't do much. And things like that, little nuances to the terminology. But when I say solo, I mean it's one human being doing whatever, whether that be 6 characters, 3 characters, 1 character. Doesn't matter to me. I say solo, I mean whatever happens, whatever you can bring, brought. And wow, lots of junk. Why did this even pop up? It just keeps attacking the mage for some reason. Alright, so I don't know how long this guy's spawn time is, but this is kind of like where we are, right? We're just camping this thing until we get what we need. And I don't even, like, it's supposed to like randomly spawn any of these spots, right? But I have not seen him spawn at all anywhere else except for I think this spot right here. And technically we could probably skip this and go straight to Velos content. And I've been thinking about that, right? Like, what would we go do in Velos? We could go kill some giants, right? Get our faction up. We could go kill dwarfs. Get the giant faction up. I haven't decided. Like, the guild is was doing pro dragon, pro dwarf, and next week we're gonna be switching that up and killing everything. And I could just go kill whatever gives me stuff. I could go find camps and maybe Velks and grab some random people and form a group, right? And I don't know, I've like in some of the little time lapses I've grouped with people here and there, but for the most part I've avoided grouping with other people as much as I can, just because it gets a little weird sometimes. Like I'll group somebody, they have like one character, and then suddenly they bring 7 out-of-box characters that are power leveling the group, right? And it's just like, okay, well, if I wanted to do that, I could do it myself, and probably do it a little faster, because some people are a little bit cumbersome when it comes to playing other characters. And it's just, I kind of like leveling them this way. I did enjoy grouping them with Yurt, right, my warrior, and going through and just destroying Sibyllus, right? Like, I was actually impressed about how much DPS Voxl here does when he's just a box with casting. I think I was only casting like Venom of the Snake and something else, right? Nothing fancy, just enough to like tag a mob and do something. And I was actually pretty impressed with that, the amount of damage that he was putting out. It's nothing compared to like the mage, because a mage can kind of, a mage is better in a group situation, right? When you can do direct damage to a mob that has these things, like, see how fast they're dying, right? Like it's because they're gray, but sometimes the experienced mobs that I'm fighting almost die that fast. So the shorter term fights, the mage is a lot better. Same with the druid. But when you get to a certain point, the mobs start having so many hit points. I think anything like 57 plus, I think at this point, right? 57, 58 plus mobs. They have so many hit points that the dots start really shining, because you do a nuke, it does like 1 or 2% damage, right? And you're like, oh man, what's the point of nuking? Because it's just so little damage. But if you once you get to the higher level mobs, it's like, wow, all right, well, we're gonna be here a little while, you know, and it just works out better. I don't know if I'd ever box like 3 necros. That would probably be pointless, but maybe on live it would work. I'll eventually have 2 necros on live when this guy gets live, but I am making this guy is made on my account for my ranger, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so we got nothing up right now. Let's met up a little bit. Yeah, and I don't know, it's been really fun to play these characters and doing this TLP stuff. Kind of like not streaming anymore, because I've been all I do is raids, right? It's most of what I do when I'm at that time of the day, and I don't know, it's a little too early for me to want to be sociable. And I get a lot, since like I'm the leader of the guild, right? I get a lot of messages from people randomly through the raids and stuff like that. Sometimes they're not cognizant of, you know, what I'm doing, right? And they just send me, you know, personal information that they probably didn't want shown to everybody that watches my stream, right? So I need to be better at that, and so I'm probably just not going to be streaming the raids and stuff with at least with Yurt as the main character. I might I've been toying with the thought of making my monk my main character, which is actually Tuwani 2, the Electric Bungalow. Yeah, I've remade Tuwani. I don't know if she's shown up in any of my videos, but she's level 60 right now, and she just groups with. I'm like almost done with her epic and stuff like that. I need to I'm going to actually use that version of Tuwani to make the epic 1.0 video. I'm just too lazy to go farm the rest of the stuff that you need for the epic, right? Like, I'm like extremely lazy. I have like the shaman epic almost, you know, ready to be done, right? I have the tier where I can go get all the rest of the stuff, and I just need to go farm the pages in that book and go do the sit in the ocean for, you know, 2 hours thing, and then I can get my shaman epic. But I don't even really play him anymore. He's like, he can't heal, so I have to have a cleric, right? Like, I mean, he can heal, but it's just like, if he heals, that's all he does. I don't even have the mana to slow, and I don't even slow mobs, honestly. Like, unless it's like really fast hitting and stuff, I don't even bother slowing. It's just so unneeded on this TLP, for especially if a warrior tank, right? Like, maybe if you have a Shadow Knight or a Paladin tank, you know, the inferior tanks, you might need to slow for them, right? But the warrior, I can just turn on auto attack and he's just good. Like, hit taunt and berate, and I don't even have to think about anything else on the warrior once it's positioned, right? Sometimes the mage will pull off aggro just because my other mage hits nukes for like 1600, 1200, somewhere around there, and the instantaneous aggro on that sometimes can go a little bit higher than the warrior. But it's one of those things. It's just like, you know, I think I'd rather play monk. It's just, it'd be more in line with kind of like all the extra stuff I have to do on the raid. A monk or a rogue, right? A rogue would probably do even less on a raid, and I feel like that's probably the best, because I just don't have the time, right? Like, I'm on the raids, I'm doing all the loot. I'm handling, you know, inviting new people. All this, you know, all the administrative stuff of a raid. I have dedicated raid leaders that control the raid most of the time on these. And so I'm not doing all of that, but you know, all the other stuff, like the almost like the guild secretary, making sure everybody's got what they need. You know, talking with all that stuff. You know, making sure everybody's good. And it's just like impossible to like I can't target things fast enough because sometimes I don't even fight. Like I'll be just standing there having to deal with putting stuff in DKP while fights are going on. And like on bosses, I you know, I tanked the Avatar War a few times now. We haven't killed him yet, but we're close. We're just needing a few more, some more gear. I think our clerics are starting to run out of mana, and that's kind of like where we've hit that wall with that fight and stuff like that. So, but I've started bringing my cleric to the raids, and I'd get into the heal chain and try you know, tanking plus the heal chain plus doing all the other stuff. It starts getting complicated really fast, right? And you know, like I think a rogue or a bard would probably be more of a all right, yeah, that makes sense. You know, you can do everything with that. But I'm gonna start bringing my bard to raids, my monk and my cleric, and streaming that gets complicated, right? Because I have all these characters, and it just like I can't show you what's going on Stassi's screen, right? Like it's just true boxing kind of prevents all that. So it gets kind of one-sided when I'm staring at another screen, you know, stuff like that. So it's just like I'm over here on the cleric machine hitting complete heal every, you know, 7 seconds or whatever. Not 7 seconds, but you know what I mean. I have an audio trigger for it now, but every time that audio trigger goes up, I hit the button, and you know, it's things like that. It's just it doesn't convey into a stream very well, at least the way that I would like it to be. But you know, it is what it is. And maybe when I'm done with the TLP, like sometime, you know, I don't know if I'll go to Plains of Power, but around that time I'll probably you know, pass on leadership to somebody else or something like that. See, or just, you know, take my role back and, you know, go back to normal, you know, streaming. Maybe I'll go back to streaming the Sons of Thule. I really want to play them some more, and you know, do some of that other stuff. I like live. I think I like live a lot better than TLP. Everything I want on live, I can go spawn an instance for every 4 hours, like groupable content, right? And to me, that's fine enough on live. I've been thinking about doing raids on live, but I just don't have that. Like getting the time to do the raids for this it's already causing kind of some conflict, and with my, you know, like my family, right? They want to do things, and you know, it's hard to get around those things sometimes, and especially since I lead the raid, right? So I'm not the raid, but the guild. So I feel like I have to be there for everything. I was gonna miss one, but I ended up not missing it, and I don't know. It's a lot of pressure and a lot of stress that I just don't really care to deal with, honestly. Alright, let's rebuff that. So this guy is like a long spawn time, so I think what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and stop recording here and get the 3 prods, because we still have to go off to another zone, and that'll probably be next episode. If I get the 3 prods here from the Chancellor, I'm gonna head off to Kesora, and we'll go down there and get the 3 fangs that we need for that. I'll probably bring Yurt for that because he has a jade prod, and I need to get him get his key finished. Someone sent me that key, or that jade prod, so I have you know, cool people in my guild that help me out with that kind of stuff, and I like that. That's what I like the most is the people, right? And it's just that's the only thing I'll miss when I eventually stop. Everything else is too much drama, too much stress. We're just killing these, and yeah, we're getting gold. Oh yeah, we're gold farming right now. So not as much usefulness here. Oh, druid actually nuked that one. Or she didn't even have enough time to cast, so that's hilarious. But yeah, so I'm gonna stop recording here. I might as well just end the video here, actually. Not just stop recording, but so what I'm gonna do is continue farming the Chancellor until I get all three. I think he's a 2-hour spawn, so it's gonna take a while. And once I get my 3 Jade Prods, I'll probably do the next video in Kesora, and I'll do the whole fight down to the guy. And if there's people there, I'll kind of stop recording until we get to camp, and then we'll take the camp and go from there, because we're gonna have to kill him at least twice because he drops 2 fangs each time. But yeah, that is the goal for the next 2 videos, and then once we have all that made, we'll start leveling in Howling Stone. That's the goal. We're gonna get 60 in Howling Stone, or 58. I don't know. There's a point where the experience starts getting terrible, and I can't remember what it was, because when I did it with Zerd and Stockholm and my shaman on live on the Sons of Duel, I mean, we got into like 60s really easy in Howling Stone because the experience bonus and all that stuff going on there. So that is something we'll have to see how far we can get here with a normal experience rate. But thank you very much for watching, and have a fantastic day.